Welcome to the Microsoft Cloud Option webinar series. Today, I'm going to present the second part of the five-part webinar series on Microsoft Cloud Option Framework. In short, we also call as CAF. In this webinar, particularly today, we are going to focus more on building cloud adoption plan. My name is Vivek Bhatnagar. I am a CTO and founder for UnifyCloud. My day job is to help customers in migration and modernization of IT systems and applications on Microsoft Azure platform. So let's look at what are the objective of our session today. There are four objectives I would like to achieve today. The first, definitely, I would be going through a basic introduction of cloud adoption framework in case you are just joining for this module. But I'm going to focus on this in this webinar mostly on cloud adoption planning. How do we convert the aspiration goals of the cloud adoption strategy into a action plan, and how we can actually use this plan or cloud adoption plan to guide our technical efforts in complete end-to-end migration. Once we understand the formation of cloud adoption plan, then we actually look at what actually we need to create such plan. And one of the most important thing or most important process of cloud migration modernization is cloud rationalization. So we'll look into the process of cloud rationalization, and we will actually look at the process of building cloud adoption plan and readiness plan. So it's how you can put in different templates and understand it. And finally, we'll explore some tools and templates around it. And this actually brings us to the objective of the session. Again, these are the main four objectives. Understanding the digital state, and from digital state means that how do we collect data about the state, how do we understand, how do we get insight about the state, and then finally use that insight in building a cloud adoption plan, and look at like various type of cloud adoption plan and when to use which plan, which templates and other thing. Finally, we'll spend briefly on understanding how this cloud adoption plan will drive the readiness and skill plan to make the whole project and process successful. As lastly, as always, we are going to discuss tools and templates and other things here. I have also has a module on building cloud strategy. So I recommend that in case you have not seen that module, do spend some time on that module to understand what are the basic components that we have agreed while building our cloud strategy. Because in this session, I am going to use the same cloud strategy which we have formulated to build a cloud adoption plan and then use it for our migration purposes. I'm going to talk about very briefly, like just in 2 slides, maybe about cloud adoption framework for Azure. If you look at fundamentally, like nearly all enterprises and middle-sized companies procure, use, and secure technology resources. And traditionally, enterprise assume ownership of and responsibility of all aspects of technology, from infrastructure to software, and from complete hardware to other aspect of things. But by moving to the cloud, enterprise can provision and consume resources only when they need. So that's a big thing for enterprise. And also, this offers a tremendous flexibility in design choices to enterprises, but need a consistent method to build these technologies in enterprise. And Microsoft Cloud Adoption Framework meets that need. It helps and guide decision throughout the cloud adoption process, is a consistent way of building a cloud strategy, cloud planning, and then also implement moving and migration to the cloud. This is also Microsoft One approach for cloud adoption in Azure. In this, Microsoft has consolidated and shared the best practices from not only from their employees, but from partners and customers they are working all around the world. This framework also combined with some set of tools, guidance, and narratives that will help you in shape technology, business, and people strategy for driving the desired business outcome during the whole cloud adoption process. This guidance also aligned with in a manner of a life cycle approach. So it means that it runs as a iterative process, and you can actually take a small chunk of your digital state and move and migrate to the cloud, and the whole cloud option framework can be used in that same fashion. So this is a cloud option framework. It is consist of uh, mainly like 3 modules. If you look at, so the 3 main modules are plan, ready, and adopt. It is preceded by a business strategy phase and also surrounded by an operational phase, which is based on mostly on governance and manage. If you look at the first thing, strategy, it is more about business justification and expected outcome. So before you start any journey, like understanding why, that is the key here. And typically it has 3 key steps. The first step is to determine the motivations and then document the business outcome. And lastly, creation of a business justification. So we have already covered that part. Today, we're going to talk mostly about the plan phase, which is after you build that strategy, how do you basically align your technology backlogs and other thing to achieve that part or business outcome which you have already agreed as part of your cloud adoption strategy. And it is again consist of 3 main activities. First of all, understanding the current state of digital state, that what you have, like if you are considering VMs, apps, and other thing, and then defining which workloads you're going to move, which apps you're going to move first to the cloud, and then creating a plan to for that movement or for migration or innovation, which way you decide. So that's a very brief 2 slides for cloud option framework. I've spoken about cloud option framework a little bit in detail in my previous session on strategy. So I just want to cover it briefly in case you are coming to this session not have gone through my first session.